Hi, every pony. I'll be honest, I did not look forward to this episode at all. This is because of three major problems that always come with characters in a show temporarily becoming superheroes. One, how they get their powers. Two, how they lose their powers. And three, bad plot. This episode, well, it did an alright job. By using a magically enchanted comic book, the main six received superpowers quickly and cleanly while losing them the same way. In fact, the comic book isn't even that big of an issue for me because we have quite a few instances of extremely powerful artifacts in Equestria, and the fact that no pony was ever in much danger except the goons because Luna knows what heavy machinery could have hit them, makes it feel like something made so ponies could have a fun adventure. The plot was, well, stereotypical. This episode didn't try to strain itself by completely reinventing the episode trope, but instead changed its aim to make it refreshing. By having this be a Spike-focused episode, it avoided the normal overplaying of new superhero abilities these episodes usually have. The scenes with the powers feel nicely done and entertaining, minus how long the tornado bit went. Spike, however, was the one supposed to learn something, and by having him controlling things from the side and focusing on that instead of the main six, it avoided simply having every pony obsess over, oh my goodness, I have powers, and that worked really well for me. As for the powers themselves, well, I liked having each of them get progressively better with them minus rarity. What makes it even better for them to quickly get a grasp of these powers is the fact that each of them are using abilities they practically have already. Twilight simply needs to learn a new kind of magic, Rarity is using her creativity, Rainbow Dash has already caused or controlled 4 different tornadoes in the show, Pinkie is already the fastest pony in existence, Applejack is using her rodeo skills, and Flares is using a physical form of the stare. AJ's power fell flat for me because she basically got a limited version of what all unicorns can do. Fluttershy's power as Flutter Hulk is okay, but the execution is terrible. All the emphasis on her needing to get angry feels really forced, and in the end, the reason she goes Hulk goes against her character. She has worked with animals for years and should be accustomed to the cycle of death with them. I always thought that Dragonshy and Stairmaster showed that she got worked up and angry when he threatened her friends, which happened more than once this episode. It makes sense for her not to Hulk out though, because her friends rather obviously have things under control. If the writers had had Maniac hurt Spike rather than the Firefly, then both the action of hurting something on Maniac's part and Fluttershy going Hulk would have made much more sense. By the way, from the look, the lines she says, her plan, her eyes, just everything about the Maniac screams how unhinged she is. Now for Little Spike. This is an okay moral for him. Okay, I'm lying. This is a very good moral for him. Some of my friends say that this is a redo of Owl's Well That Ends Well's moral, but for me, the difference lies in the fact that there he was reminded that he didn't have to do all the work to still be an important and helpful assistant. Here, he learns that he can be helpful and a great friend even when no pony needs anything from him, which is really important for him because he's always trying to wait on these ponies day and night. I just wish the ending didn't have him chasing after them like a dog, but I'm just generally depressed about constant failure to progress at the end of almost every CMC and Spike focused episode. I think that this episode pulled off the moral extremely well because they used the comparison to the sidekick in the comic to hammer home a feeling of uselessness into Spike. It worked even better because Spike helped them the way he always does, by keeping a cool head and thinking something through. It's when he does something physical, is distracted by something, or is panicking that he has a tendency to hurt the group. Here, though, he is supporting them through advice, encouragement, information about themselves, the villain, and the town, and by thinking of how to get an advantage despite his small size and other disadvantages. This episode does a great job playing up what it is he does well, and how he screws up throughout most of his episodes and other appearances. Time for a little fanboying. These action scenes really shine with Rarity. Better yet, Rarity was just a gem this episode. Way too many puns for me. Meh, as far as designs go for this episode. Are those Anthony C clones? Well, this is Lion Space saying meh to comic books. I pick manga.